No, I said you put shit in your body. That's why. You're not
I put
confident.
shit in my mind.
You put shit in your body.
So what have I put in my mind? What have I said?
In your mind, in your body. You put shit in your body.
Oh, I put shit in my body.
Yes, you do.
That makes me confident.
You're not confident at all.
So I put a pictogram of a steroid in my body, and that makes me...
Whatever you're saying. Whatever you're saying.
Okay. Okay.
It's illegal shit in your body.
Wow.
Illegal stuff in your body. It's not like some
no,
protein or whatever.
No, what was found in my body is 100% on the ban list. 100%.
There you have it, guys. There you have it.
And you on...
Now, you just heard it out of Jon Jones's mouth. What's in my body is on the banned list. You know, because I'm conversating with some people in my comment section that is telling me that Jon Jones technically does not have a failed drug test. And I'm telling them that he does have a failed drug test. But they're saying since they didn't flat out detect, I guess, a stronger grade of steroid, that somehow that, you know, Jon Jones' test is not really a failed drug test. So I just wanted to read this part of this article from ESPN, because like I always say, I always show and prove how I come across my information. And, you know, I just don't speak on something without doing research. I'm not that kind of a person. Anyways, it says, according to ESPN and the USDA determined Jon's positive test this time around was because of a residual amount of substance that lingers in Jon Jones' systems from 2017. I didn't know that shit stay in your system that long. However, Nevada determined it would not license one of the UFC's biggest star, forcing the move to California where Jon Jones will get licensed. Okay, so there it is right there. What's in Jon Jones' drug test is illegal. ESPN saying it's legal. And this is an article from Sports Illustrated. The USDA saying it was illegal, and Jon Jones himself saying it was illegal. You know, so the test is positive, you know, and to add more smoke to the gun, just look. Would you really think Dana White and the UFC would pay $6 million to move this card to LA where they can sanction Jon Jones to fight? And that's just the other thing. Because of this man's cheating dirty ways, all the fighters have to readjust, relocate, and go out to California when all their friends and all their families have geared up to go to the designated spot that the UFC was supposed to be held in. Now they have to switch up everything, and people losing money in the process. As a matter of fact, let me play the clip from the press conference.
So Dana, wanted to ask you, has there been any compensation that's going to be given to the fighters since they'll have an increased income tax?
Any compensation what?
Compensation for the increased income tax in California for the other fighters.
Who's going to pay my income tax in California?
And also the increased medical costs.
What?
And the increase for the medicals for California State.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's either that or not fight. Nobody gets paid and nobody does anything.
So as you see, people are losing money and have to pay more money. And Dana White's response is, basically, in a nutshell, he doesn't give a fuck. I'm just saying, how jacked up is it that an entire roster and their families and friends and teams and trainers have to pay for one man's cheating ass mistakes? No, intentional. It's not even a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But intentionally cheating. You know, these guys is willing to dish out $6 million. Best believe if the test wasn't positive, the UFC and Dana White would not be dishing out no $6 million. And as far as Dana White not caring what it costs the fighters and whatnot, see, this is where one of those times, as a people, as a group, as a country, as a race, or whatever you want to call it, this is one of those times you need to display power in numbers. Because if I got to come out of some extra money and pay some extra taxes because we're switching something up, not only am I not paying it, Jon Jones or the UFC is paying for that. Since y'all want to move us around because y'all want to make sure that this guy is able to fight. You guys are going to pay for that. And not only that, I would band together all together. I was like, okay, if we all got to pay for our stuff individually and we all got to have higher tickets and nobody cares, what I would do is I would threaten to not fight at all. If all the fighters can get on unison, you best believe whatever adjustments they'll make, they won't have to pay for it. If everybody on that card say, look, are you down with moving to California and paying more taxes on your money and this, that, and the third? No. Fuck it. We're not fighting. Now, as a unit all together, if all fighters say, look, I'm not going to LA paying nothing extra. And if I got to pay something extra, then I'm not going to fight. If all of them say that, oh, trust and believe the UFC will bow down to them. But see, the UFC treat them like they ain't shit. Obviously, there's no apologies. There's no compensation. You know what I'm saying? That was the time for Dana White to say, and I would just like to say to the rest of the roster or to the rest of my UFC fighters, I apologize for this, but, you know, this is one of the sacrifices that we have to make for the love of our sport or something. And the same thing with Jon Jones. Instead of sitting up there looking stupid and acting cocky because you didn't sit up there and fail the damn drug test, you need to be sitting up and saying, you know what, the real issue, besides people want to talk about my drug test, the real issue I want to talk about is how I let my UFC family down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that you guys have to relocate. I'm sorry that your families have to relocate. And I'm sorry for any money that you guys have lost in the process. This situation was a little bit out of my control. And if I could change it, I would make sure that nobody's affected for something that I did on my end. So from the bottom of my heart, you know, I truly apologize. I appreciate these opportunities and people always getting behind me and ready to cheer me. You know, that's the kind of stuff you need to be talking. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, that reporter brung up some good points. And Dana White's response is, well, who's going to pay for my shit? Nobody should have to pay for somebody else's mistake like that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the company may be taking a hit as a whole, but you have to understand the reason why y'all taking that hit is because y'all value Jon Jones' star power. Y'all the one that value that star power. I say you replace him with somebody else. Seriously, you got to stop rewarding bullshit. You know, because this is highly unfair to the rest of UFC fighters. And Dana White, this pure obtuse dickhead, you know what I'm saying? You just don't have no fucking respect for fucking nobody. You know what I'm saying? Man, if this dude ain't fucking over fighters, treating them bad, shorting them on money, dicking them out of contracts, and trying to fuck their wife, he's doing shit like this. Like I said, you know what? With a guy like this residing over the sport, I don't know how anybody can fight under this UFC umbrella. I really don't, but I'll keep saying it and I'll repeatedly say it. This is downright shameful and sinful. Seriously. And no man should be allowed to be able to climb the ranks of the UFC while having repeated failed drug tests like this guy.